Welcome to this portrait oil painting stream. I did it on the 10th of January 2025, but I have enhanced it here some and cut out some of the chatter and increased the sound. So if you like to see me paint this, please check it out. You also find a full process video in description and on my channel, so check it out for the whole thing. Okay, hope to see you there. Okie dokie dokie. Then I'm going to live stream a little bit. Hello, here you are. When I do this portrait, I am actually sketching this commissioned work. So please give it a thumbs up if you can. I'm also going to film it for my YouTube channel later. Make a full tutorial of it. So if you have any questions or somebody wants to ask some questions, you can do that and I will try to answer them. If not, I'm just going to stay here and paint and talk about painting. See if there is anyone watching. 4, okay, that's good. 4 watching right now. Okay, that's nice. So you give it a thumbs up. Remember to give it a thumbs up. It's very important. So yeah. Yeah, it's a kind of strange colors in it. But I shouldn't let vanity get the best of me. So I'm gonna fill out the background a little bit more so that I get some you see it's quite toned down in the photo, so I'm gonna keep it that way for now. Just add some more paint here so I get a better overview of it. So yeah. Just gonna do a little bit down here. This I'm actually doing with my mobile telephone, so there's a shadow from his head coming in right about the shoulder here. It goes down like this. And here, and like this. Maybe it would be better if I actually added to my YouTube that I was going to live stream. It's just something I figure out right now that I want to do. And maybe start doing several times a week just for fun, just to kind of interact a little bit if there is anyone out there that want to interact with me. So yeah. I can't really see the chat. If there is anyone who chats, I will probably see it, so that will be okay. 04. Say hi. If somebody's watching, say hi. And you can ask me questions and I will answer. So let's see what happens. I do like to talk to people, so it's good. I am filming the full sketching process here to my tutorial, so I'm going to keep this down because the main textures and main will be in his head, and the tie that goes down here, the white here, the hands, the background I'm going to try to keep down, but I also want to build texture and kind of make it become get that feeling of plaster or concrete wall. You know, it's a lot of stuff, damage and loose paint and everything, so it kind of gives it a little texture to work with. So I'm going to do that. Maybe I should just pretend I'm not streaming at all and just act like I always do when I do my videos. Just talk to myself. I'm going to add some more light to this. There's build some more texture here. Now I'm using, as I said in the last, I'm using a lot of brighter colors here, like the reddish and yellow and stuff, to get a more natural skin tone. So that is what I'm doing. The thing also is that is nice with a live stream is that you can actually save them, and it's a kind of an easy way to make a video. Maybe I should do with a better quality also, but you know, nice to do some live. And of course, if somebody wanna throw me a super chat or something, they can also do that. That would be kind of great. I want to start to use a better camera for this, so I get better quality live stream. The phones are quite limited, I think. So, oh, there it is. Hello, tree people. Send me a message. Say hi. So I know it works, at least. It doesn't have to be a super chat. If you have some question for me, you can answer. I will answer. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to do more. As you can see, I'm kind of trying to... He has some nice wrinkles in his forehead also. So when I have something to build on, this will become a very nice portrait, because his face has so much character and has so many colors, and it's a very rich photo. It's very rich in color, so it will be quite much easier for me to get a good result. It's basically, it has the same colors that I would get in, if you see a classical painting of Rembrandt or something, all the yellows and all the reddish and the shadows and the blue and the yellow, you know, all the different colors he used to create skin tone. And to create skin tone, you just have to basically use the primary colors and a color circle, and do the same thing as nature do. You just have to understand it and try to repeat it. That is basically what you do. So, anyway, add some more thick color here, build some more texture. What I do in the beginning is, of course, building the basis for the sculpture. It's like when you start on a sculpture, you will start with first a skeleton so it doesn't fall apart, and then you will just add a lot of a lot of paint. Of course this is cool because I'm filming the process and I'm filming here, so we get 2 different angles. Maybe I should do that with all my paintings, start doing 2 angles and just pretend nobody's there and just do what I do. And if people want to ask me questions or something, they can just jump in and I will have somebody to talk to. Also, I like being asked questions because I get deeper into the flow of talking about painting or talking about life or whatever when I get a question from somebody. But if you just want to watch, it's fine too. You don't have to engage. If you feel like you want to ask me something you can learn from, well, very welcome to that also. So I will save it afterwards and for my channel as a video. Yeah. Okay, we can add some more text right here. There's so much character in this face. I said in one of my videos that I don't like to do commission work, and of course if I could have a choice, and I do have a choice of course, but I mean this is a more important guy. It's for the, it's called a Rederi, for it's the shipping, basically the shipping organization in the town where I come from, and it's gonna hang in a public place. So when something is gonna hang in a public place, it's, of course it's free. We get free some black. I use ivory black now, and I use my blue black from Vinci Newton, both of them, and I figured out that that wasn't so dumb after all. So now I've been using only blue black for the last 10 years, and I've been wondering if I was going to use some other black, and not here. That's typical me. I need 10 years to figure out that I want to add in a color. Maybe I could have done it before. And the reason is that the ivory black is more toned down, it's more earthy, and yeah, it's more earthy. So the earthy thing will make it easier for me to get all the colors more toned down in the shadows. Now you shouldn't use black as a shadow in itself because it's too hard, it's too dark. So it would just be a hole. When people are amateurs, they sometimes do that. They don't know how to make a shadow. The way you make a shadow is to take, if you have red, you will have a greenish shadow, because red and green is complementary colors, and when you mix the primary color in the light area with the complementary color, you actually get so-called, I call it, okay, so let's say it's a secondary, it's basically a shadow color circle. We call it tertiaire. It's kind of the secondary, and then you can also add in a little bit of black to kind of so it doesn't become too vivid in the shadow. But it just depends on what kind of painting you're painting. If you want to do impressionist painting, you could just keep the just mix red and green together, and you get the color. And you can also, of course, do that here. Yeah, so that's what you do for the shadow. The problem here is the lighting is way too hard, so I have problems actually seeing some of the nuances, and that's very, very annoying. So let's see now if I can press this down and hold it tight. So yeah, that's better. Okay. I need new brushes. These are so bad. We have to buy some new ones now. The problem is that I always get to buy the bigger ones, and then I use up the small ones, and I'm sitting around with a lot of bigger brushes, which of course is very annoying. So what I also could do is, like, when I don't film, I could do live, so I kind of get the whole process that way. That's also a possibility. And yeah, it's all the way up here. Yes. It's darker there, so I'm just going to tone down or paint in what's around them so I see it better. So I'm going to do it. Yes. Just start pretty rough and just keep banging on to see what happens. It's funny how the human eyes are able to do this at all. It's just weird to think that the universe created, or evolution created, a being who can actually be so intelligent. They are able to recreate reality just through sheer observation. It's incredible. So I was talking to my girlfriend about this morning when we were drinking coffee. Or was it yesterday or something? Anyway, we talk about these things all the time, the absurdity of just being, and it's just so absurd. I think that went from cave. I mean, cave paintings are quite good. It's like a 10-year-old. I mean, if people actually did learn, like when I started out, when I was in 1989 or 1988, I started, I was in the beginning of my 20s, and I started out doing this, and I basically was drawing like a 10-year-old, because that's when most people stop, and then they don't realize that they can actually become better. But in a cave society, they maybe were limited to that age level, or maybe a little bit older, and also culture. so they weren't able to paint portraits and stuff like that. That came very much later, but they had the same brain capacity to create stories through drawing and stuff, drawing and painting. Yeah. Anyway, I'll go in here and do some of the shoulder. Maybe I should. Okay, I'm going to stick to the face now. I'm going to stick to the face. I just want to clean it up a little bit so we can actually see where it starts and where it ends. That also, if you're doing painting and you can't really see, you have problems seeing where the mistakes are, try to clean it up. Try to get everything into the right spot. And what you do actually, you take a mirror and you just look in a mirror like this, and you look at the sketch and photo or whatever. If you have a model, you look at the model, and then you will see the biggest mistakes quite easily, because you get this. You can also turn it upside down and do it that way. Many ways to actually do that. So then you get this objective distance to it and are able to correct mistakes. Because when you're looking right at it, it's almost like the brain is kind of fooling you on purpose. I don't know why, but maybe it has to do with biases or something, I don't know. And we have a lot of, and probably because of the symbols we have in our head, we have a lot of symbols. So symbols for nose, symbols for eyes, and symbols for everything, and which actually hinders us in seeing it objectively. So that is one of the reasons why we tend to mess up. Let's see. So there's it's going to be a very long tutorial because I'm going to try to get the whole sketch in, but maybe I need to just do it in batches anyway, because I see already now I have like 1.5 hours of footage, and the tutorial or the process video is not going to be longer than 12 hours. I think it's a 12-hour level 11 something hour limit. I thought I was going to start making tutorials that are maximum length, and then make one version where I cut it down and to much less time. 5 people watching, give it a thumbs up. If you are online and you're watching, please give it a thumbs up. It helps me with the algorithm, and yeah, it's very important. And yeah, you can ask questions. So this is basically the second time I have been live streaming, but I'm going to do that more because I want to expand a little bit and maybe get to know people a little bit that is actually watching my videos. Of course, I want to start alerting people so they know when I'm going live and stuff. So, well, we all have to start somewhere. See. Okay, let's shake this a little bit more. Yes. yeah. It's a very characteristic face. And, it's good. It's very good. Yes. I should film a segment of how I use my palette actually when I do this. And yeah, get a spear in. Yes. And yeah. See here. I think these are quite nice. It's very soft and malleable for details. So, but in general, I like the war bristles best. Yeah. Get in the beard. In the beard, I will actually use the ivory black because it's kind of have this toned, very toned down. The blue black would actually make it a little bit too blue. It's very nice in my bluest paintings to use the blue black, but in here when it's more earthy, because this is a more earthy painting, I think yeah, I also need more of this. This is my favorite color, the Naples Gal Extra. Naples Gal Extra is really a must for me. If they stop making that, I would be in trouble, because I need to. You can actually, in theory, basically mix all the colors, and that is one of the reasons. I saw actually a short video about how the old masters used the colors. It was quite limited to how many colors they actually had, so they mixed all the colors from not that many, and because of that they got a very harmonious and coherent color spectrum in their paintings, which is of course really smart. I remember when I met my girlfriend, and she's becoming a very nice painter, and she has a genetics for focus. She loves details, and she loves the flow of tinkering, basically like a Vermeer, you know. She learns from every single painting a lot. But anyway, they used to use she had too many colors on her palette, and colors who wasn't coherent. If you see my palette, it goes with it starts here with, I have 4 broken, there's the Naples one, white, and this brilliant reddish and brilliant yellow, and another brilliant yellow, I think it's the same color actually. And then I have 1, 2, 3 yellow, and then orange, cadmium red, Vermeer, Alsaline, and that's Rohenbach, Rohenbach and Bertenbach, and I have Van Dyck and Rohenbach and Bertenbach and Rohenbach, and 2 blacks, and of course the Prussian blue. And I also used cobalt blue, but I don't use that so much, so it's quite strange to, yeah. So I try to limit the colors, I could actually limit it to basically three, almost in the beginning when I was painting, I have to restart the secondary camera. So, yeah, I want to film more of the process. I used to use just basically 9 colors. In the beginning I used only 3 colors. I used blue, red and yellow. And I mixed all colors from that. It's of course very difficult, but that's how I was taught by my by a teacher called Sissel Kobosa, which was my color teacher in 1989. And she taught me about the color circle and Goethe's color spectrum, and she taught me to see color all around me. And when you see it, when you start to see colors all around you, like in clouds and in walls and light and different, you can't unsee it. And that's it opens a world of color. It's really suddenly you don't see the cloud as white anymore. You see it as orange, or you see the shadows as a blue spectre, and you see, depending on what kind of primary color, which is in time of the day and stuff, and how low the sun is, you know, if there is any sun that day. But it all kind of evolves around the color circle, and when you see it, start to see that instead of neons, people call things gray, but there is no gray in nature. Everything is color. So yeah, thumbs up if you're watching. Well, okay, I will start. Just gonna act like nobody's watching. A few people is actually watching, so. But nobody's saying hi. Now I'm really disappointed. But we all have to start somewhere. Yes, we do. Yes. So. Maybe I should let it dry before I do more of the face, but I can't. Now I'm in this frenzy. I just can't stop working on it because I want it to fall into place a little bit before I start to move down on it. See? Yeah. See how I build the beard? I kind of go this way and that way and try to build the texture for later glaze. So when I have this hairy kind of feel to it there down there, it's easier for me to glaze in some beard in between all the brushwork. So that way you kind of create a sense of real hair. Yep. Should go one more. as I say, if you want to ask me any questions about painting or something, you're really welcome to do that. Tomorrow I will actually post a video of my goldfish swimming, just for fun. And yeah. So here. Now I can't really film the whole sketching process. That is not possible because it will take hours and hours to actually do this. See now, try to clean it up a little bit maybe. Let's see. Look in the mirror again, just to see how, yeah, it isn't that bad actually, it's falling into place. I'm quite impressed by myself, because sometimes I'm afraid of, oh, I can't do this anymore. But then I start doing it and I notice that, hey, it's almost like riding a bike. It's so ingrained into my brain after 30 years of this that it comes so natural. That's a good thing. Of course, you have to train. You can't just stop for years and not do it. Then you will probably have some startup problems. But I think also what I notice myself is that I'm getting better even now at the age of 56. I'm getting better just by doing and actually thinking about painting. It is like everything else, you know, people who do sports or something, they many times they, instead of actually doing necessarily the exercise, they think about it, they dream about it. It's like me, I dream about a lot of fighting and war and everything. The other night I was in a forest and I was fighting like crazy, and I ended up with putting a hand grenade. The guys, you know, they were attacking me, and I decided to kill myself because I didn't want to get captured. So I had a hand grenade and I put it in his hoodie. I had his hoodie behind that. And you know what happened? Like in the movies, his head, of course, was blown off. I don't know if I was killed actually because I woke up. It became so extreme that I woke up. But that's what I do. I guess I have a fighting gene or something in me. It's actually exercising fighting. As I kind of, sometimes I even dream about painting. And that is the brain practicing skill while sleeping, because it's funny, the brain can't really see the difference between doing the work and thinking about the work. For the brain, it's the same. And that's a very good tool, you know. It's like when you, I've been doing martial arts for many, many years, and if you're going to do kata or pomse or some kind of, yeah, you know what I mean. Kata pomse, that's the name, you know. It's a imaginary fight for people who don't know, that kind of go in a certain mönster, a certain pattern, and you have to learn these to get your belts and stuff. And actually you can just lay down on your bed or sit in some kind of position. Of course it has to be lotus position, because you need to be no, you don't, you know, it's like you don't need to say namaste or whatever after your yoga session, because yoga is basically stretching. So, you know. Anyway, so practicing stuff while sleeping actually is a known thing to do. So you can actually sit down, and I think a lot about textures, and I think a lot about painting. And I have understood that painting is about brushwork and texture. So when I understood that, it's easier for me to think about it and get better just by thinking. Of course, you have to also train yourself physically. When it comes to sports, that is probably even more important, because you have to train your muscles. But just thinking about it will make the body understand the motions better. So you can actually sit or lay in your bed and think about painting and get better in painting. I have no idea why I started talking about that. That was a rant. But that is what I do on this channel, isn't it? I rant a lot. That is probably why it's so incredibly popular. I have billions of views on this channel. Yeah, that was irony. It was irony. Nobody's gonna ask me a question? Ask me a question! Ask me a question. A question! It's 4 people watching now. One of you, ask me a question. Don't be shy. Can be anything. Criticism, that is great. Quite good at taking criticism. Well, people watching, if they don't have accounts, they can't really ask any questions and stuff. So that's quite limited. And since this wasn't announced or anything, yes, I guess I don't have an audience. Anyway, you see now I'm building this more and more. Here, from here can actually go down a little bit. And here. He's kind of tight-lipped. But it's funny, because when I took the photos of him, he was thinking it was going to take a long time, and we just clicked a few photos, like 10 photos, and boom! It was just bang. It was, yeah. So he liked this very much, and I'm off to the painting. So how does it actually look? Yeah, It's not so. Maybe I should. Ah, 1 like. Thank you, whoever you are. Oops, I shouldn't have done that. So, yeah. And that was stupid of me. Why? So, that's better. Yeah. Do you think it's becoming better now? Tell me. So, I'm gonna go in for that, for the white in the eye. This is just the basis, you know, I just add in, if you see here, like this, and that shine in the eye, and on the other side is way more toned down. And that is where this ivory black comes in, because it's so toned down that I get to it quite fast. And there's some reddish in there. It's almost like I've so many times feel that I'm building the painting in small steps. I'm picking up information, more and more information. And then it just over time, like a puzzle, it just comes together. And I feel it's a very good way to do it. So, Yes. This one now it's really getting somewhere. Yeah, I think this is gonna become really nice. I just know it now. And it's so nice to know that I actually it's about being able to look into the future and see, I'm onto something. I'll tone down the nose here. Yeah, it became more. And then I'll again drag it like this, because the nose root is, again, I feel that the nose root goes this way. Yeah, I was waiting for him to. Oh. I'm surprised actually myself. Isn't this weird? And I'm surprised that it goes so smoothly. See now. You know, many people has this thing. I always use this finger to do like this when I need to keep my hand more steady. Always like this. Yeah, it's not so bad. And it's alright. Of course, as I was talking about, the primary colors will of course be way more visible for you if you are painting a real object in daytime. Then you will see, because it is a little bit limited when you paint a photo. It is a little bit limited. I just want to say that in the color spectrum. But I think it's a nice way to do it, because it kind of gives me, how can you have that many models? I don't know. When photo started to come be a part of art, to be part of a society. Artists used photo. They basically knew how to make skin color, and they many times actually used black and white photos to create the most photorealistic classical paintings. So I mean, Edvard Munch used photo, Norwegian painter Christian Krogh, and they just added colors, or used a photo as maybe as a tool when it wasn't really having the model or something, so they build up textures and build up everything. So it's been a tool for a very long time, and I have no problem with it. I'm not a fanatic that everything has to be done from model. I used to think like that because I was kind of so inspired by Norwegian painter Leonardo, which also uses photos sometimes, you know. He's not always true to what he's saying, but he's very good at painting from model, and that is but he has a lot of, if you have heard about him, if you're not Norwegian, you will maybe have heard about Norwegian figurative painter Leonardo, which is a great painter, strange guy, with a strange family, but he's a good painter. But he basically also tries to live a classical life, but I think that's quite ridiculous because we're not living in the 1600s anymore. I mean, we are modern people. Of course, removing distractions like too much social media and stuff like that would be very smart, because it leaves you to procrastinate so much that you don't get so much done. Of course, he is now 80 years old, and he focuses so much on all the time, or always been focusing on his painting. He doesn't exercise, or he just work with paintings. Yeah, of course, that is exercise because he's standing when he's painting, and that is exercise in itself. Would somebody give me a comment or a like? Or hey, even better, give me a super chat. That would be nice. Going live. Really, I'm hitting it so well today. I just see it just feels so good. I'm also very happy these days. I have a great girlfriend, and I feel calm after the storm I was in. I don't know if you have seen my prison story video. And all this has led to a better me, I guess, or a better thing. You have to go through so much. See that? That's so nice. Just pops right out. Just have to love it, you know. I wish I could just let it be there. But I'm not that kind of a painter, so I have to destroy it. That was so nice, you know. That's like, and then came right out. But, I have to tone it down. Tone it down. Yeah. So, need some more yellow. Then I use my Naples gel. Naples. This is not Naples, that was way too yellow. I'm trying to see if there are any comments, but there's no comments. So I guess people are asleep today. It's kind of late too, it's like in Norway people are asleep, so there's no Norwegian here. Maybe my mother or my girlfriend, because both of them are night owls. I'm the worst one, maybe. Or my mother, maybe. I don't know. Anyway. Yes. This is have to be toned down yellow. It can't be the same as there because it's way more. It's only going to be light areas here and here, of course. So I'm going to push it down, and I think I'm going to use my. It's so annoying that I use so many years because I don't know, it was something with the ivory black that will have. Now I use ivory black in this just to tone it down a little bit, a nudge. And then I can go over that again with some fresher yellow or fresher color to bring it back up again. So you go back and forth when it comes to skin, and you create this layer upon layer with different colors, and in the end become very harmonious. Harmony. Yeah. So. Try the lips, get the lips in order. The lips, yes. I'm not a photorealist, so you see I add so much color, so much texture and stuff. So I'm more a painter. A painter's painter. So that's what I like to do. People are coming in and out here, it's nice. If you're not subscribed to my channel, also please subscribe, because I don't think that helps the algorithm so much anymore, but it's nice for me to have more subscribers also, because then I have more people to get a message when I go live or post a new video. Like this, switch. His face is a little bit up like this, so I need to paint the nose from underneath. And he do have quite wide nostrils, so, and there that's a funny thing. That's where you have to start fight the symbols, because if you see something like that, you might have a tendency to exaggerate, and then it becomes totally wrong. Like to make them a little bit too big or whatever. Usually it is too big. I notice that if I do a mistake, I make something bigger, not smaller. That maybe has to do with how the brain works. It's funny to think that thought, that this is my brain just copying, like a copy machine, because we are also machines. You know, we shouldn't exaggerate. We are both animals, and it shows, and we are machines. We are biological computers. And, yeah, okay. Jake Dog, great Tuesday night entertainment. Thank you, sir. That's nice of you. Yeah. Are you a painter? Maybe you should bring out your paints. Mm. Well, anyway. Oh, that's mine. Yeah, I'm just gonna, well, I want to take one more session with my camera and then I will see. That was an hour. Okay, I will leave it now. Okay, one more. I think it's very important to get the sketching process of the face in, or on the video I'm making, because that is what people struggle the most with. Those faces, brushwork and stuff. So yeah. Yeah. That's the good thing about these. You can just lay these very soft brushwork. But I also like the board. This is actually from Da Vinci. I think these are great. I don't have any small ones now, so I need to buy some tomorrow. So I basically need to start doing some more huge paintings so I can actually use up all the leftover big ones, because sometimes I buy them in packs and I use up the smaller ones, and then I have a whole bunch of big ones. So just gonna, and when I do huge paintings, I burn through a lot of these bigger. So it's in the detail. When I do smaller stuff, I use all the smaller ones. So let me see. I need some. I'm gonna buy myself kaplak, because I always talk about kaplak and alsarin. I'm gonna buy myself some kaplak and add that in and see the difference between the alsarin and the kaplak. What's actually the difference? So, hey. Yes. Hello, 5 people. 5 people is 5 people, you know. That is nice if they learn something. That is the thing, you know, with making painting tutorials or painting process videos. As I say, it's kind of frozen time. It is, every time somebody sees a video I made, even after my death, it's like they are prolonging my life. And yeah. So sad, I had a bigger channel that was hacked in 2020, and I never really managed to get deep into the algorithm again. And it's very hard now. In 2011, when I started to put out some videos, I had so many views, hundreds of thousands, up to 1 million views. And but you know, then everybody started to make art videos. Some people are really, really good. You know, classical painters that are really, really good. So. I'm just trying to add some. I don't want to make it. Maybe I need to move it, so maybe I shouldn't add too much. And I need the other pencil too, because I need sometimes when you get in some more light, you need I need to grab more paint, and then I need the other pencils also good at that. And I need to grab, as you see here, to get this right in this. Yeah. So, is voila. Voila. So what can I do now? I'm using my mobile phone for the stream, and I have my computer over there so I can actually see. But I'm going to get a better camera and link to my computer. So, and the colors are horrible on my mobile telephone. See now. This actually goes a little bit over down. Like this. Anyway, that's what I was going to do. This was what I was going to do. Yeah. And voila. A bit more bushy here. He kind of wrinkled his forehead so they become a little bit close together. Kind of a funny look. So it seems a little bit strange, you know. He seems like he's not totally comfortable with the situation. And that's okay, I guess. Oh, another comment. Oh yeah, Jake. Hello, Jake. Jake Dog. What are your thoughts on the US possibly buying Greenland? Yeah, I think that is a great idea. I mean, Denmark aren't using it for anything. I think it would be a great idea. Yeah, but I mean, could I do it? And Canada should be a part of the United States. It's ridiculous that didn't happen, you know. That would be vast country, so yeah, I think that would be a good idea. I'm to go into politics. I'm basically a globalist because I consider every human being to be a part of one big country called Earth. So I'm not really a nationalist. But I see in the world we are living in, I see that America is, it's very important that America actually is world police. And I know, I personally, I actually wanted Trump to win the election because he can stand up against Iran and China and probably Putin and see what happens. I'll get very disappointed if he doesn't to give Putin an offer he can't refuse, and that's the only thing Putin should get, I think. The offer, you know, stop the war, go back to your 91 border, or we give Ukraine everything they need. I even think that the NATO should create a no-fly zone like they did over Serbia and Kosovo, or in the Serbian war, and then just say, well, we are not at war with Russia, we are at war with every Russian soldier that stands on Ukrainian land, because there has to be a red line where you can't just invade another country and kill a lot of civilians and destroy cities and get away with it. We can't live in a world like that anymore. And yeah, I want the United States to be world police. So if they can get Greenland into their fold and get stronger, wider, bigger, yeah, and Canada. I remember the South Park movie, Blame Canada. It's so brilliant. I have to have somebody to blame. Yeah, so that's my answer to that question. I'm a humanist, I am an atheist, and I want humanity to thrive and go into space and learn and survive geological time. Because as Carl Sagan did say, we are a way for the universe to know itself. And that is probably one of the most beautiful things ever said, you know. Through physics, they created a Big Bang, which created a universe, probably in an infinite multiverse of universes. But we can't really prove it, but we have good hypothesis about it, and some evidence also. And this universe created, after a very long time, a being that became the universe's brain. And we are acting like it is nothing by killing in wars. People die from starvation. We have sex trafficking, we have drug addicts, we have everything. And we are basically the brain of the universe. We are a way for the universe to know itself. Without our consciousness, there wouldn't be anyone looking or absorbing the beauty of existence. So that's why I am basically a globalist, in the sense of we should act like we were one country. So yeah, I know Trump he loves America, he's basically a nationalist. But that is not bad, because we need a strong America, so, you know. He's also a globalist, but more like a hidden one. Anyway, maybe back to painting. Yeah. This is becoming quite good. What do you think? Anyone? See what I see? Now, I'm gonna start using a better camera when I do this. But I think I'm onto something here. Wait, shit. Tear down the other one. Oh, there are 3 lights. I didn't see that. 12 minutes. Okay. Now, maybe I should actually soon start painting in more of the dress. Yeah, I'm going. It's so tempting, because I always, when I paint, I always go into this frenzy where I can't stop, you know. It's impossible for me to leave it. I know now it's so much paint on this that if I go a little bit further with the face now, I might start ruining the good sketch I have. And yeah, because this sketch is actually quite good. It has solved the most important problems, I think. And as you know, I just build my paintings over time, so maybe I'm just gonna do some work around it also. Just have a she out. So it has this small thing there that is for the Norwegian shipping industry. So This painting has to be finished in February, so I need to get my house going. But it also tells me that I'm actually able to make paintings like this. So, I even surprised myself how fast I'm able to do it. Just build down. Yeah. Okay. I have one photo there and one there. And this is basically the same size, because what I do, I just take the photo and then I just print in, or I just put in the size of the painting, and I just print. It says, you know, this print is too big, blah blah blah, but I'd say just go, and then I get the right size of the face, so I can have this direct communication. Yeah, it's a good way to do it. So, yay. Ooh, I need my coffee. Here too, I need to build a lot of textures in the cloth, but also keep it down. I'm not going to go in too heavy, because I don't want, you know, as I said before, the main texture is supposed to be in even the background, so there's a lot of detail, there's small things that happens, and but I have to keep it down. It's not going to compete with the main thing, which is him. It's going to be so sculptural when it's done. This is going to be basically a painted sculpture, a painted relief. And that will give it some kind of a almost shocking sense of being in the room or whatever. It would be felt like he actually falls out of a painting. That is my goal. You see, I need to measure. Well, I can see it here actually. It's very easy because it goes up like this, and then luckily I want to stand like this, so I don't have to fight so much with the hands. That's a good thing. There's some fingers over there. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. So now, I'm so tempted to go back to the face because I came into that frenzy. Maybe I painted the eyes a little bit too close together. Yeah, that was my camera off. So then I can just concentrate about this live stream. I'm not filming anymore. So that was enough now, I think. So just gonna, I don't need to remove this yet. Can maybe move it a little bit. Now I can do this side first. And, yeah, I'm going to do some all over painting now. Just get in some more. I think I painted his jaw a little bit too. I think it's going to be a little bit higher, like this. I changed a lot when I did that. Oh, that is a problem also. If you just, now it's wet in wet, so just stay away from it, because it's really dangerous when you start. I have the diagnosis mania, and that is exactly what happens to me when I do stuff like this. I become manic, and then I can't stop, and then I ruin good things, start overdoing, can't stop, and sometimes also when you do, it's kind of an advanced detailed painting, you can burn out the brain. You see this too, this is just a mess, I don't need to do that now. At this point, one could need some more silence, maybe when I paint. Also, I want to have this one over there. Now I'm kind of just, I should stop now. I know I should stop now, because I can feel my brain is kind of starting to tell me it's have a little bit of overload. So just want to do, there's always something I want to do. Something, oh no, it isn't, that's fine. Now something strange happened. I think I ruined something. Which means now I really need to stop with the face, because I'm going too far. Starting to mess up. And I'm live. It's dangerous. Dangerous. Yeah. Okay, it's okay. Okay. No. I don't have to do everything in one day. But this is a little bit too close. But then it goes in there. There's many things, you know, there's so many things, but I think the basis of it now is kind of relatively right. Can't really decide, which means I'm getting a little bit blind. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna just start filling in. I'm gonna start filling in a little bit. And move the subject here. It's a delay actually. Can you see myself? So bright, you know. Okay, now I need some more color. I'm not gonna do streams for so much longer. There's not so many watching anyway. Yes. Okay. Now this comes in handy, you know. I have many that I already used anyway, so. Yeah. You go this first, just so you see how I work when I just add in some textures and stuff. It's quite cool. When I get deeper into detail, everything takes much longer time. So it's easier for me to kind of do more live streams then. Because I won't collide with, you see here too, I just kind of remove this. Hello. Yep. Yeah. And the arm goes in here. There. And I have some fingers here. Just mark them like this. And voila! I think that ends it for tonight's stream. That was basically almost 1.5 hours. There's not so many people who ask questions now anyway, so just one. So, just a test really. I should use a better camera to get better lighting and stuff because it's quite limited, I think. But anyway, for the ones who was watching, thank you, and I will start doing more of this, but then announce it before I start the stream and stuff. So for all of you, give a thumbs up, and that's great. And yeah. Thank you for watching the stream, and if you'd like to see more, you'll find a full playlist of my live streams on my YouTube channel. You also find a link to the main process video in description and on my channel. If you like to support me, you can do that by buying a super chat when we live stream, or say thank you, or go to my Patreon and sign up there for the $1.15. And there's also a buy me a coffee if you like to support my channel. Thank you very much.